slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your dishes splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Give me that. To the trends. See you, Lee, be the band.
Good afternoon, evening, whatever you want to reference it. It's afternoon, not evening yet. But we are back with another episode of Corner to Copa. I'm here with my co-host, Coach, and we're doing something a little different. We are live at the bottom of the eighth against the Chicago Whitesox, and the Tigers are currently down 6-5. Hopefully with some late inning heroics from right now the bottom of the lineup. But yeah, we're reacting to the end. You know, we're here on Sunday afternoon per usual, but we're getting closer and closer, man. We're trying to get in the, just in the feel of that late season push. I don't even know where we stand right now. Are we currently in the wild card race, Coach? Or I'm not, obviously we're in the race, but are we in a spot right now?
No, as of entering today, the games that finish after us yesterday, since we did play early afternoon, as a result of those games, we were a half game out. I mean, but it is tight. It's tighter than sardines in a tin can already. So I think the reference I used the other week was it's going to be a fist fight in a phone booth, and that's exactly what this is. You've got 5 teams within 3 games of each other between in a wild card spot and the 5th team on the bottom. So this is about to be some of the messiest sloppy joes you've ever seen down the stretch here.
But you didn't like my reference. Yeah. Maybe we'll keep that off the line. We won't talk about that one. But
yeah, we don't even be getting flagged for nothing. This is a small nothing channel here. Ain't trying to make that waves on the internet like that, but well, someone might clip that for whatever reason. But anyways, yeah. This is crazy, dude. This is I know like every game here matters because just breaking down the playoff tiebreaker situation, I now kind of understand why those odds for us over the last week, despite the momentum, seem to still be against us. So, but man, this has been crazy.
Well, this weekend anyway, we've done no service to ourselves because we could have taken over the division in this series right here, but as of right now, we are looking at a possible sweep at home against the Chicago White Sox. Before we get to that, we already gave you what the score is currently is 6-5 going into the 9th inning. We did have a series before that, and that was against the Cleveland Guardians, and things were looking up. Well, yeah, we took 2 or 3. We took 2 or 3 against Cleveland. And they've been on a massive skid. I don't have it in front of me, but they have struggled quite a bit. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. I need to see for myself because I don't even know what they did this weekend, but I feel like they've been losing. I feel like the Twins been losing too, possibly. But let's see here. The Guardians are 3-7 in the last 10. The Twins are 4-6. Tigers are now 5-5, but they were just 7-3 prior to the Chicago White Sox series. And just whoops, I forgot that you guys can see this. And I try not to be look in hindsight, but the 2-run home run today from Murakami, I hate that we did. Like, I don't know to what extent he would have been interested in coming to Detroit or if there was even an attempt made. And Scott Harris possibly said, oh, our corners are good. We got Colt at third. We got Torque at first. We're good to go. But even if he was just the DH, that pop in the lineup, the value that they got him at, they got him for like 2 years, 15 or something, 2 years, 30 for 15 a year, something crazy like that. That would have fed families. And, he's got he's not Ohtani. I won't say that, but I think that, and I don't know to what effect I don't know to what effect, he's had just, culturally in Chicago, but I really feel like that would have, brought out just a different, demographic of folks. Like even when you went to Maeda games, even when Maeda pitched, you saw some extra folks out there that you was like, okay, yeah, they're here for Maeda. But he was a home run up until the point to where he got hurt and missed some time. Like I feel like he was competing for the most home runs in baseball. So I don't know. That's hindsight. It is what it is. He's killing us, not doing the killing. But yeah, the Cleveland series, we won 2 or 3. What did you see in that series? What's jumped out at you?
We won that series, but when we did the show Sunday, we kind of noted some areas that they needed to clean up coming out of the San Francisco series that they were lucky enough to come away with, considering a pair of really ugly, low-scoring games. But, the one thing that carried over that continues to tell me that this is not really a playoff team, they went 5 for 23 with runners in scoring position against Cleveland, and they left 19 runners on base. Well, you do a mini snapshot through the 8th inning of this game through the Chicago series. They left 17 on base and were 5 of 22 and on the verge of getting swept. So, yeah, sure, they won that series, but in reality, they don't own that season tiebreaker against them, considering they went 1 of 8 to start the season against them. So
that's crazy.
By the time the All-Star break rolled around, they couldn't even come back against Cleveland in the division. So unfortunately, that's one team that we're neck and neck with right now that as you look live at,
he's killed us all series. I think he has a home run in every game this series.
Vargas and Peters killed us. Meredith was all right. Montgomery had a home run. Both Montgomerys had a handful of hits.
And what's his name? Not Tony Romo.
Eddie Cuero or whatever. Yeah.
No. Him too. Earlier. But today, Romo, the backup. I think he's
Romo.
Essentially the backup catcher. But he doesn't. I mean, I think he has 7 home runs and 15 RBIs. Like, so he either homers or does nothing. But you got a hold of that one. So
this is our bullpen.
It is our bullpen. Yeah. It is our bullpen. Although Jackson Jobe, they jumped all over him.
I mean, we talked about offline briefly in that start. I mean, him and Melton were identical. A lot of fastball pitches in the heart of the zone, middle, and they punished him for it. They didn't just fill the zone around the edges, which I know on the broadcast and radio they were talking about, but when they were not feeling their breaking stuff, both of them, they went right back to the four seam, and it was mostly in that middle third between the prime area to drive the baseball for maximum damage.
And it just goes to show, just because you throw nearly 100 miles an hour, middle, professionals are lining that up. You got to come with something else. So yeah, that just doesn't cut it. I don't care who you are. And it's crazy because I created this background like on Friday, and like before the game even started, and so Jobe, probably shouldn't be on it. And Vargas, hey, good prediction, I guess. But it's crazy because I remember when Miguel Vargas got traded from the Dodgers to the Sox, and the first year he got there, they were awful. And he looked like he wanted to quit baseball entirely that year. He just looked down in the dumps. I need to find that picture because I would have never, because not that he was very good then. I mean, obviously the Dodgers, not that when Dodgers trade people, they're not good, but, Vargas hadn't established himself in the least bit at that point. But yeah, he was really down in the dumps, and now he is, riding high right now and, tearing it up against the divisional rivals. So, cool story for him, I guess. But going into the game, they showed a graphic that Jackson Jobe was 10-1, or the Tigers were 10-1 in games that Jobe started. So it was he'll get back on it, and the Sox are kind of playing what the Guardians normally are, we handled the Guardians quite well decently in the last series, but but the Sox is, they're playing that role of just pesky team that you just can't beat, because they're not super duper talented, but I mean, they had a ton of hits in the first couple of games, and I don't know how many hits they have today, but they definitely piled upon a bunch more. Troy in the building, what's going on? But yeah, as far as the Cleveland series, the thorns in our side were definitely DeLauder, Angel Martinez, and Adele had a couple bombs. He hasn't done a whole lot, but overall, but he gave us some issues. Troy says Sox are looking the best team, but we'll see if they can finish through the end of the season. They're definitely the best team in the division. Can't get swept this late in the game. At home, Do we have more games against the Sox the rest of the year?
Yeah, but if you want, I can get into that now. I do have the breakdown of who we've got left. I mean, it's basically the tiebreaker thing. We can rip that off right now. Makes sense. Anyways, we're already kind of talking about it in the ranges. So as of right now, if the final score holds, you'll fall to 3-6 against the White Sox, which they have 4 games remaining. As a result, they have to sweep, or that's another tiebreaker they will lose in any situation. Minnesota, they're 2-5. They have 6 games remaining with. They're going to have, I think, 2 of the next 4 series or 2 out of the next 3 series wedged around. I think Pittsburgh is who we have coming up next week to start the new week. There, you need to go 5-1 at worst or a sweep to win the season series, or that's an L2. They already have losses series to Cleveland, Houston, and Baltimore. The only one they have in their back pocket right now is the Yankees. And the final team that's in the hunt with them in the wild card is Toronto. We are 1-2 against right now with a series left. Unfortunately, we need to sweep them because a tie will go to the intra-divisional record, where we are going to fall to 13-21 in our own division, and Toronto is 19-20. So we're over 6 games behind them in the intra-division record. So based on everything else, you need to sweep them in case you
so what's
have
our
a worse
safest
record.
Bet? Not because
you have to win the division.
Got to win the division.
Division or bust. I mean, because if with all these other teams other than the Yankees, who right now are 4 or 5 games ahead of you in the other wild card spot, they're pretty well in with Boston, because Tampa's got it right now in the East. So and then you've got Toronto. The entire AL East is in the picture right now, the entire division. And the only team you have the tiebreaker on is the Yankees. But you may not get close enough to utilize that tiebreaker.
Wow. Wait.
So again, it's just like the other year.
Okay, so what about Texas? Texas is the team that's directly ahead of. I mean, Toronto's ahead of us by half game.
Oh,
damn! Baltimore.
Yes, Texas, we do win. We've already won that season series. I think we
Baltimore we lost that series.
We went 1-0, we got swept. I think 0-3, 2-1, something like that, or 1-2 and 1-2. But that's the only way to go. Those are the only 2 ways to get to 2-4.
We lost the last game for sure. I don't know, but yeah. So Texas, yeah, I'm actually surprised that we lost. That the Houston. Well, Houston's probably going to win the division, but I thought that we were up in the season series with them.
They kicked us around pretty good during our bad month of May.
A
lot of teams took advantage of some sweeps in May that ultimately are doing us in right now.
We were vulnerable in May. Everybody just had their way.
we were the league punch card for political correctness terms.
Yeah, McGonigal's been rough lately.
The Night Walker and the other way.
Wow, that's fun. That's messed up. So yeah, we're down to our last. Actually, Dingler. At least Dingler got off the schneid, got an RBI double, I think.
Yeah, that was big for him. I know he got a nice ovation too from it. Going back to yesterday too briefly, really cool to see Jake Rogers get his flowers, and deservedly so. Very good locker room guy. And it's just a whirlwind for him. 4 teams in a matter of 3 weeks, basically, and every team is a contender. And now he ends up on a team that is very well secured in a playoff spot. So he's got an incrementally better position to continue his playoffs for a third year.
Yeah, but let me see if Kyle Teal. I'm assuming Kyle Teal is going to come back soon.
Yeah, and I would be interested to see. They might carry 3 catchers depending on what happens with Joey Bart.
It says placed on the injured list with an initial recovery window projected as 6 to 12 weeks. So I don't know when that started.
Yeah, end of the regular season or playoffs is what I looked at that last week. He's out probably through the end of the regular season, and given their spot right now, they have no rush to bring him back, even if he does become ready a week before the end of the regular season. So that'll be interesting development for their playoff roster.
Right. Yes. Troy says series just screwed us, and Teal out for a while. Yeah. It's over with. We can cut this off before they call it.
I mean, you look at the Kansas City-Baltimore series right before leading up to the deadline. Like 2-2, and then you drop the matinee series with Schoolville on the bump. And I look, I'm going to say this right now. There's no way to be in a better position with Schoolville and Mize because they don't hit. And that's been our problem for 2 years going on 3 now in clutch situations is we just don't have the offense. And you look at how many guys we have on the injured list right now, my man? 10 plus?
Yeah,
but everyone's dealing with injuries,
So, and I guess we can talk about it now. We did have some more additions to the injured list over the weekend, both via hit by pitch. Riley Green now, so he got hit on the shin, I think, but he ended up going on the injured list for a pulled hamstring when he was running because he stayed in the game, immediately had to run around, from first to home, and then pulled something. So was he laboring from the hit by pitch, and that's what pulled it, or?
I thought that was it because I didn't see the hit by pitch live.
He didn't get hit in the hamstring, of course. You can't.
No, and it would have been the calf anyways. It was in the lower leg on the front of the shin. I mean, your hamstring is your upper thigh on the backside. Yeah. So my guess is he was favoring it, and in favoring it, pulled or tweaked it enough to be like, well, there's no sense trying to push the envelope here. If we can get by treading water for 10 days without him, we're going to do it because that's the shortest time you can put him on the IL with the, concussion IL that, kind of teasing into the next one that we got added on the list, which is only 7 days. That being James Outman, who got bopped in the face and then landed on the 7-day IL. We'll rip through the rest real quick here. Congratulations to Emmanuel De Jesus and their family on the birth of their child. He took a day or two paternity leave. So that's why Tanner Rainey has been up. Unfortunately, I think we noted it last week. They kind of confirmed it officially. They had pulled Wenciel Perez formally from his rehab assignment due to blurry vision and on and off headaches. I just don't see him coming back this year. There's no reason to rush him. I know they're thin in the corner outfield right now, and they're kind of burning through some of their other depth. But unless there's another injury, it's just a freak accident, and there's that's if you can't see, you can't really do much of anything, which is a tough situation for him to be in. Corey Julks was called up. Diaz was optioned down, and they ended up cutting Troy Watson, who did get claimed, I think, yesterday. So that tentatively now is on a trade. That coincided with Green going on the hamstring injury for the 10-day IL. The 13th Outman was placed in the 7-day concussion IL specifically, so he should be eligible to come back on the 20th. And they recalled Trey Cruz, who ultimately then today was DFA before the game for Brett Callahan, who made his major league debut with a major league hit. And his first pitch that he saw in the major league level ripped a triple down the line. Congratulations to him. The video of his family was pretty cool. They did a nice little follow-up with them afterwards. Low-key, they signed a minor league contract to outfielder Michael Slaney on the 14th. They're still pending assignment location. I'm guessing it's going to be Toledo just because everything that's going on and the moves that they've made in the last week to just kind of give them some depth. But that is it in terms of injury and player personnel. But to your point, we still have some guys that potentially could come back, and with us being in the hunt, it comes back around again. does JV even get a 1-inning home start goodbye? If you're in the hunt and you don't clinch anything, this is it. We all know this is it. He ain't coming back. He can't. He physically cannot do it. So
yeah, and to your point about Brett Callahan, I mean, we're thin, but I mean, every guy that's come up. Now, granted, we got to see how it continues beyond this, but every young guy that's come up has done well. Not Trey Cruz, but like Malgeri, he hit two home runs the other day.
He's got 3 or 4, I think, since he's called up. Yeah, in total, 3 or 4. But he hit 2 in the same game on Saturday.
I think it was whatever day that we got blown out, kind of, because it really wasn't a close game. Yeah, it was Friday. He had 2, and then Callahan had was that a 2-run double? Triple. It was a triple, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just a testament. Like they talked about it on the telecast, that to the player development, like that. You know, we got a lot of. We're kind of stacked, you know, in at least in the outfield position. But to me, that is also kind of like, are you hoarding some of these guys? Because you know, well, I guess we didn't buy, so it didn't really matter. But I mean, I feel like a team could use a Ben Malgeri, Brent Callahan. I mean, granted, we needed this depth because Perez is always hurt. Carpenter has been on and off the IL. Meadows is always hurt. So the depth has been important, but like, I mean, I think with the young players that we have, we can all. I think we're always going to be able to surround our young. We're always going to have good young players. I mean, Eduardo Valencia has been insane. Like he had he had a home run yesterday, and I think he had an RBI double as well this weekend. Then of course he doesn't see the starting lineup today, and you know, pinch hit. But yeah, I mean, our young players have done well. If we could just surround them with one more legitimate veteran, and I know it's volatile. You just never know what you're going to get. You got, a Santander who's fallen off the face of the earth. Ryan Tucker, the LA Dodger guy, he's been terrible. That would have been a horrible signing. So it's tough. It's tough to make those decisions. It is safer to try to develop from within and keep your payroll low. But yeah, I mean, the development of young players has been a plus for sure. We've seen it on multiple occasions, but just got to find a way to solidify it with a little bit more, steady everyday guys. Like Malgeri, an everyday outfielder. We hope that Max Clark can be that. McGonigal's here for the foreseeable future. Green is a three-time All-Star in a row. But yeah, we still just got too many guys that are not everyday players. Colt doesn't play every day. Torque plays every day. He's had a bit of the pop-ups this weekend because he started strong. But he's had a good month. He's had a good month.
I'm going to give him credit now because I shit on him a lot. So. I'm going to give him credit here right now. Okay, all right, let's go. I give it where it's due, and I also blast him when it's due. And he's had, I'll say this, he's had just enough power because there hasn't been a ton. He did out west, but it kind of started to fade during the San Francisco series. But even during that series when we struggled to score, and through this week, he has gotten a lot of singles mostly. He's taken a few walks. He struck out. He's had a bad game or two throughout the week, but considering everything else, he's been getting on base almost twice a game during most of the hot run. So if there's 2 out of 9 or 10 games where he goes 0 for 3 with a walk and 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, but then he follows it up with, 3 out of 4 where it's a hit and a walk or a double and a walk with running. Like he's doing a little bit more than enough to make that. Because I know we argue about his defense offline. I ain't gonna BS it. I don't think he's that great. He has moments. he's been better since last year, or early last year. He's been a better picker, but I don't trust him throwing the ball. The playoff game against Houston, where he just had a brain fart and just widely missed Rodgers for that tag at home when he had, I think it's when Job came on, and it's like, what are we doing here? But then you look at play like
a second though behind the runner. I'm pretty comfortable with how he can kind of turn that, but
it's those plays, yeah. But it's like it's your snap play situation where you got you're in, your corners are in, you got a modified look versus a standard defensive alignment, and he's thinking about, if it's hit hard enough to me, do I have enough time to go home? Like, it's those type of individual moments, no matter where you're at. Everyone's got to have a little bit different understanding of the timing and who's on what base, because that all factors into, most of it's predetermined. Like, I'm gonna throw here if it comes this way to me, or if it's slow
beforehand.
Yeah. So look, and those are big moments too, just like with the bat. So, but look, again, I'm getting off track here. I'm gonna tighten it back down here. He's had a really good August, and actually, as a whole, I think since the All-Star break, he's been pretty good. But that's kind of the thing, he's been good and Dingler in the same amount of time, but fewer games has been really cold. Colt had been cold prior to today. I look back at his last 15 to 30 games. He's largely hadn't done much, and McGonigal has kind of slowed down. He had a little bit of a lull, but he's slowed down to where he might have one good game in a series, go 0 for 3 with the walk, and then 1 for 4 with an infield hit. So he is slowing down. And Max, too, Clark, has really slowed down since his arrival against the Athletics.
All right, let's get to Troy's comments. He said, will we see any of the players we got in the Schuylkill trade this year? Hopefully River Ryan. I'm not going to lie. I think Braden Smith left the game yesterday with an injury. Zaire Hope has actually been terrible. I think he's got on base a couple of times, but he was on a Dingler type skid. Still has almost 30 home runs, but he's on a skid. We definitely won't see him this year, but hopefully River Ryan, even if those games don't mean anything late in the year, hopefully we can see River Ryan. We need bullpen guys. Our lineup is stacked for years to come. Starters stacked also. Okay, now let's. How you feel about this, Troy? Coach Clark, McGonigal, Dingler, Riley, Torque. Do you put him in the stack category?
I mean, there's opportunity there. It's just that I think Clark is chasing a little bit too much right now, because when he makes contact with the barrel, and we see him, he'll fly. He looks just like Parker Meadows out there with the blonde hair, just on his stall, just ripping. Oh, that's a double. Let me take 3. Hold my coffee.
I thought it was going to be inside the center fielder, because it was the right fielder dove and missed the ball, but the center fielder backed it up really well. He still had a triple. If the center fielder doesn't back up correctly, that's inside the park home run yesterday, which probably, what did we lose by, 1 run? Well, I think Clark ended up scoring anyway, but
we did. We scored they scored an additional 1 in the 9th to make it 6-5. Whatever.
But I think they sacrificed an out to get him in. Since in first base, no one's looking at defense. Torque is one of our top power hitters. And like I said, I think he plays pretty good defense, but he is not a savant darling. He said, I'll never understand the Torque hate from our fan base when he's producing 30 home run seasons. It's the consistency. Like, I've been that guy. And I think that this will be a year where he's kind of doubled up, because normally it's every other year. So I think he's kind of doubled up solid years, but I don't know. His performance with the bases loaded just cooks me sometimes. He has been good with runners in scoring position. I did pull the splits up. Let's see. Last 7 days, 333. I don't know if that counts today. Strong versus lefties.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Oh, yeah, I guess he played like shit. Or did he get a hit today? Probably not.
No, he didn't. I think he went 0 for
319 with runners in scoring position. That's probably going to drop because of today. So 230 average, still shitty. 20 home runs. He'll probably fall short of 30 this year.
He's gotten that average up though in the last 40 days.
It was damn near. It was damn near Mendoza.
Yeah.
So,
And considering
yeah,
he plays every day, that's a like Dingler we were talking about last show. Same thing, 20, 30 points in a couple weeks. That's impressive. That's not easy to do this late in the year when you're already halfway through August.
yeah, because you got a lot of sample to push against to get it up there. So, hold on, let's get to our first break. We are 30 minutes in. Yeah, we're gonna knock it out in the next 30. So let's get it. All right, so we've reacted to the conclusion of the game, which did not fall in our favor. We've talked about our chances moving forward, and basically we gotta start sweeping some teams because we do not have the tiebreaker in a lot of these scenarios. And Chicago, I mean, they they went and loaded up like Cleveland, so they have some momentum rolling. I know they feel amazing after slapping us around. We got to see from their trade acquisitions, we definitely got to see Brazaban, or I think his name is Brad, whatever it is.
Close enough. I like it.
Yeah, close enough. That's one of their setup guys to the closer. Who else did they get at the? Who else did they get at the deadline? I can't even.
Luis Castillo.
Oh, we didn't see him. We didn't see him, right?
No, we didn't. No,
but he's been good, I think. Right?
Yeah. Oh, after his first start, he got rocked in his first start, but his last start against Cincinnati, he was really good.
Okay. Yeah. I know he had at least one good outing. So, yeah, their trade pieces are looking good. They didn't throw the farm to go in, and it looks like as of right now that they didn't need to do that to win the division. So they can continue to contend for years. They can continue to contend moving forward with the strong farm system that they already have. And they went and swooped up Jake Rogers to get the inside scoop on us in this series. I would think that has something to do with something. Troy says nobody hits 300 in today's games. 250 is about a normal average. The game has changed. I reject
that, sir. I reject that as a permit.
He's right, but yeah. So if 250 is average, if you're at 230 right now on a hot streak, you're still, and it probably dropped back down. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. If he's hitting 30 home runs a year, I feel a little better about it. He'll probably fall just a little bit short of that, unless he has a crazy series like he tends to have every once in a while. But he's solid. He's cool. Just not a number one pick. Which I'll admit, I'm on the coach train. You're a number one pick. You falling short of that scenario. So, but let's see.
Here's the thing: if he wants a multi-year extension, are you giving it to him? That's kind of it's going to boil down to that, considering we've got Briseño and Lorenzo knocking at the door, and it looks like right now on the surface, Valencia is a lock as a backup heading into the next season, whenever that is, behind Dingler.
Backup catcher, you're saying?
Right, and Torkelson's got 2 more years left of team control, and those other guys that are below him are going to be coming up on the Rule 5 eligibility years soon, so they may have to make a decision before the control of the other 2 prospects expires.
I wish I could see Briseño play more catcher. Not catcher, first base, because we go back and forth about what Torque is as a first baseman, but I see him make some really nice adjustments. He saved McGonigal, which today McGonigal had another bad throwing error. But yeah, he saves our guys out there quite a bit. Briseño is definitely not as good of a first baseman as him. I don't care what I see. I don't think that he can do that. And they're just different dynamics. I think that Briseño has lost some weight, but he's 6'4", 2, whatever. He just can't move around in the same sense. But now if he rakes the way Valencia has, which he very well probably should, because they're having similar, not seasons, because Briseño has been hurt for most of the season, but But yeah, if Briseño can hit considerably better, it may not make as much. It may not matter. But I'm cautious about the fact that I've said in the past that just trade Torque. And maybe that's because he's been hitting more recently. But with the years of control and his numbers, just looking at the numbers, somebody that doesn't watch Torque play every day, they're like, oh, I'll take 25 home runs and 70 RBIs, like and league average defense. Like I think some teams would look at that and be appealing. That would be appealing. Plus, people like to trade. I feel like people like to trade for guys that were number one picks. Like, oh well, we know he's got the talent and the potential. If we can unlock something, it could be 35 home runs. So I don't know. The one thing that we do know, I don't know if you have the list up of the guys that are due for the Rule 5, but you're gonna get into a situation pretty soon where you're gonna have to lock in Briseño and some of these other guys. Do you remember who was a part of that list? I think you sent it to me. I could probably find it.
Yeah, I think it was on X. It was both of them. I think because they're specifically we're talking about highlighting Torkelson because they're saying it was between Josh Peck is coming up soon, and I think it was either Briseño or Lorenzo was coming up on the same. One of those two with Peck were the first pair that would become eligible if not protected to be taken in the Rule 5, with the third being I think a year or two beyond that. I just don't remember if it was this coming year or the end of the following season, whenever that may be. But then again, with the new CBA, we don't know what will be grandfathered in and what will be carried over and what will get totally wiped off. So, I mean, since it could be their final year, they may not even enter Rule 5. They could just enter like a general free agency pool when the league reopens.
Did you send it to me on I think you texted it to me, didn't you?
Let's see here.
I don't know. Because I know you were kind of talking about how Torres, not trading Torres kind of blocked the progression of like Max Anderson. I know that Max Anderson's going to have to be put on the 40-man next year. I think Jace Young ends up being the odd man out in that situation because he's got good minor league numbers. He just hasn't he's got good minor league numbers. He just hasn't produced at the major league level. And he's had plenty of opportunities to get brought up. I mean, you think about all the injuries we've had. Now, we haven't had a lot of injuries to our infield because McKinstry is McKinstry. Oh, and Baez. But Baez is a
Torres has missed a couple chunks.
Oh, well, yeah. But Lee.
They've all been at the same time for the most part. It's not been throughout the whole year. It's been within like 45 days. He'll hit the IL 2 different times for 20 days.
Yeah. And then Young did come up once for a quick second. But, I mean, they brought up Gage Workman. They brought up all type of guys instead of Young. So it's like, okay, what are we? It's time. Another guy that went like top 10. I think he was like a number 9. That's actually Scott Harris's first ever draft pick when he got here. So,
I think they could still trade Anderson. I think that's still in the bag. I mean,
but I say Young before Anderson. Give Anderson a shot. And he's a righty. Young is just another lefty.
True. But he only has one more year left. So it's like it's really kind of pushing up against the not necessarily the deadline, but it's like you better produce. Otherwise, what value you could for what it is. Some might see it as nothing, others might see it a little bit more. Once that happens and he gets off to a bad start in his final year, it's going to be almost impossible to trade him unless it's part of a multiplayer package deal. But I guess I pose that to you. With Young being a better minor league hitter this year, especially for power, and being a third base.
He's always hit for power, though. He's at the minor league level.
Well, but not
the minor league level.
As much. But not as much when we brought him up the first time, though, right? Compared to now.
So his year, his like a couple of years ago, between Erie and he had like 30 home runs one year. At the lower level, though.
Okay.
So he's always hit for some power at the minor league level. Hold on, what did he say? Baez 0 for the day. Cubs getting that ass kicked. But Troy also made a good point. Torque agent is Boris. He'll be gone. I mean, how much can he really ask for? I don't know. Maybe he could though. So in 2023, Young hit 28 home runs between West Michigan and Erie. And then 15, 17. But mind you, by 2024, he was a Tiger.
Yeah,
he played
the
tail end
with us.
And then last year he was mostly in Toledo. He played 110 games in Toledo, 412 at bat. So yeah, a lot of this is Toledo. This year, 19. He'll probably end up at like 25 or something like that. So, but yeah,
his slug has gone down each of the last 3 years too.
Yeah, so even at the minor league level, so that tells me a lot about what his and in this time he's injured that elbow, changed his stance, done a lot of different things, but I don't know. I was kind of out on him last year. I think he should have been traded in the offseason, if there was some value there. But I did have in my notes as far as a minor league report. I guess I'll just throw that out there. He did have his 19th home run the other day. Rainier, he hit another home run today. High exit velocity, high distance. Jackson Strong hit 2 home runs in consecutive days. Bo Ankney still making noise. He's got 21 this year. He's hit 6 in 14 games at the West Michigan level. Max Anderson hit a 3-run home run. Still waiting to see him. And then EJ Exposito hit his 21st the other day as well. So, I mean, we're loaded, I feel like, at the minor league level. I mean, I don't know how many guys, I think Bryce Rainier is definitely high ceiling. He's still super young. Max Anderson, I feel like the team's probably just not very high on. He still hasn't cracked the 40-man roster. And I want to say that he is Rule 5 eligible this upcoming year. So sooner than later, probably time to see what he can do. But yeah, I think Scott Harris is hoarding some guys. Now, a lot of these guys, I mean, I didn't know necessarily whether or not, Ben Malgeri would be a everyday player. He could have been a 4A type guy. Brett Callahan just got here, tough to say, but a good start for sure. But yeah, I don't know. You only need so many 4 and 5, outfielder type guys. Now I say that once again, knowing that Bierling's hurt right now, Carpenter's hurt right now, Perez is hurt right now, Meadows is hurt right now, Green's hurt right now. All these guys are hurt.
Bro, our top 5
Outman is hurt. Outman is hurt too.
Our starting 5 outfield core, the 26 man, was hurt out the gate.
Yeah,
all of them are out.
It's crazy.
Plus Outman makes 6. That's crazy.
But you really don't. I haven't really felt that as of yet. Obviously, Clark is the center fielder of the future. Malgeri's been pretty damn good with the glove too. Doesn't look all that athletic, but has been an above average fielder. And then I didn't see Callahan make many plays. Did he DH? No, he didn't DH. Valencia.
No, he played left.
He played the field.
Left, yeah.
So yeah, I think that he has a decent glove, although I don't recall seeing him make a play on anything. But yeah, it pays to be stacked right now at the outfield position. You haven't really seen a lot of bad outfield this year. So and then Javi played center yesterday, quietly. So yeah, some of those guys should be traded, I would think. But
I mean, I feel like we go through that every offseason the last 2 years. Oh, we've got,
but we don't move anybody.
If you look at the guys, that's true. We just acquire a lot of Chris Paddocks, Bassett's, and
I mean, they got rid of Malloy. They got rid of Baду. Yeah. Malloy and Badu are gone. That's the only person I can think of. People that I can think of.
I mean, AAA are just going to be emergency backup guys. They're not really getting one that's going to really change the core, so to say. He's because a lot of the younger guys now they're going to make that jump, Double A right to the big leagues, because there's really not too much more to prove. Because a lot of those Triple A guys have mixed major league experience, but inconsistent. It's kind of like that twilight zone, the gray area, not quite the friend zone, but but yeah, right. I mean, so right now they are now a full game back in the wild card with the updated standings as of right now. And let me tell you, Yankees hold the first spot with an 8-game lead over the third place team. Boston 5.5 up in the second wild card. Tied for the wild card 3 right now is Texas and Baltimore. 1 game back. Toronto, Minnesota, Cleveland, and Detroit with the Mariners 2 games back, which I think they're playing later tonight. So they're TBD in terms of their game. So that is 8 teams, 7 teams, all within 3 games of each other. 6 are within 1. So this is going to make your eyeballs hurt probably over the next 3 weeks until we get some teams eliminated or clinched, etc. But boy, you want to try scoreboard watching, you're going to need 3 sets of eyeballs.
Troy says we should have traded these kids when they were in first place last year. Harris, decent drafter, but bad at trading and free agents. Yeah. Has he made a good trade yet? I mean, Finnegan worked for us last year until it didn't, but damn, did he make any good trades? Has he made a good trade yet? Finnegan, no,
not from
Sweeney and Lorenzo worked out, right?
I mean, I don't really say Sweeney's worked out. He's been kind of a bust,
but he helped us push in 2024. No,
I don't really call a buck.
He was our everyday shortstop. He was our everyday shortstop throughout that run.
Yeah, he was a good defender. He was a horrible stick. He was terrible with the stick.
He had a couple home runs. He actually flashed some power.
He had a opposite field home run, and then he had a single the rest of the way after that. Like
he had a bomb in Chicago. I'll never forget it. Because I was on the Sweeney. I mean, this happens in baseball so often where you have a guy like Jacoby Jones who just flashes like every tool, and you're like, the future. So, I mean, I get it because baseball is just weird like that. It doesn't happen in basketball. You have a couple, sometimes it happens in basketball, but in baseball, you can have flash in the pans like no other. They make an adjustment on you and you're cooked unless you really figure it out. So, but this is a shortstop. Yes, defensively, it was kind of his bread and butter. He had that crazy catch where he like dove into somebody or somebody's lap damn near, but yeah, I mean, this is a shortstop, and Javi was gone, and somebody had to step in, and there was literally no one else. You had Sweeney and Young, which is crazy. You had Jace Young and Sweeney on the left side of the infield. That's how. I don't know how we made that run. That was insane. Because neither one of those guys can even. Well, I mean, Sweeney's hurt, obviously, but he was awful last year, and then Young's still in AAA, so. It's kind of crazy that was our infield. But what were you going to say?
No, just saying like Zach ended up playing a lot of third once those 2 guys couldn't hit. Yep. And then he played more third in the playoffs. He had that funky one everyone got pissed at him about that hit the bag and popped like 20 feet in the air for a double. But it was like, you couldn't do anything about that. It's just the luck of the bounce, honestly. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We noted offline the other week that their current injured list too, that's on 60-day guys that don't count against it. I mean, they're pushing like 47, 48 guys. So they're going to have to, if they're going to add guys to the 40 to protect from Rule 5, man, there's going to be a handful that come off naturally just from expiring deals. I think 4 or 5 contracts.
Well, yeah, Torres,
I think Larry, I noted on the other.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull that up here on that other tab. Yeah, so free agency, it's Glaber, Jack, JV, and Manuel De Jesus, Kenley. Well, Kenley's got an option, so that would trigger.
Hold on, Jansen?
Yeah, he's got a team option.
Oh, so we can waive that.
Yeah, and Wagaspak all come off naturally.
I found the tweet. I found the tweet we were talking about. Go ahead.
But other than that, like we still have Jake Miller on the list with Sawyer Gibson-Long, Brendan Hanafy, guys that are hurt, Brent Herter, Vest, Horn, Birch, Smith, and then you still have Bo Brisky. And I don't know what we're doing with SGL. Like, dude hasn't come up in any post game or pregame conference or presser in the last
Is he playing right
months.
now? Is he?
I don't know, and I kind of don't care. Honestly, it sounds like what it is. It's like, dude wasn't that great when he was here, anyways. And if he's taking a roster spot, like, what are we doing?
Tim, it's a McGonagall shirt from Planet Euphoria. So here's a tweet. John Peck and Max Anderson are both Rule 5 eligible this offseason. Peck can play shortstop, second, and third, and in my opinion, is a more well-rounded player than Max Anderson. I mean, he can hit too. Might have more offensive. Anderson might have more offensive upside, but I think Peck is being slept on a bit. Lee, Anderson, and Peck on the same 40-man roster doesn't make sense to me. Feels like someone will have to be moved. Just move Jace Young, like I said.
We just don't have every. I mean, he's the only guy that's got enough third base action over there that could do it on it. Like if he had to go up there and play it like over the course of 2 months, 3 out of 4 games regularly, I'd feel probably a little bit more okay defensively versus a Hyu Lee. I mean, Colt's been better over there, but it's still a little bit of a work in progress for him.
It's still rocky at times, yeah. So this is John Peck. McGonagall's young. He's being moved around. He's not in one position every day. He's going between short and third base. And that's all because Colt is good. Hit a home run today. Hey, I don't have much to say about Colt, but eight home runs at third base is not going to cut it. Or 9. I think he has 9, or maybe it's 10 now. It depends on statistics, but yeah, he's not an everyday player. But here's John Peck. He's in Lakeland. Is he hurt or something? I think he's on I think he's in Lakeland because of rehab. But
it is status is rehab assignment. He's wearing the Erie He's wearing the Erie uniform, so he's at least double A
in the picture. Yeah. 11 home runs, 46 RBI, 19. So good power. He can play a couple different positions. Yeah. So yeah, him and Max Anderson. It doesn't make sense to have both of them. Especially when Lee is a lock, I would say. Sox got lucky. We had some hard. I don't want to say lucky, but we hit some hard balls, including the Hyu Lee one down to first base that he made a diving catch on. If he doesn't make that catch, we tie the game. Ifs or fifths, but. It is.
I mean, Max Clark had that fly ball in center field today where Bobby Scales was kind of quick to tell me, he took that first step forward and killed him. Killed any hope of catching the ball. I'm like, thanks, Bobby. That's as positive you guys are. Like, you just telling him, like, yo, you're wrong. First step inward. I get it. Naturally, your first step should be back, but it's like that ball hit the wall on the fly.
The bottom of that would have been a tough catch. You would have had to slam the ball to make that catch.
He would have had to have
420 feet away, by the way. That was the deepest part of it. Who hit that?
I can't remember, but all I remember, I'm thinking to myself, man, if he does take the correct first step, I don't think he can get that on the run. He's got to jump or dive. Now you're talking about launching yourself in full sprint, probably around 20, 22 miles an hour, because that's a fast man out there. Right into the wall, like without regard for your safety. And there's not many guys who are going to be doing that and probably risk, Ken Griffey Jr. and breaking their wrist or the shoulder. But I get it. But that ball was mashed. But to your point too earlier, like our defense has been a bit sloppier too. Not named Spencer Torkelson. McGonagall, Lee has had some issues. Bias has had a weird throwing issue. Earlier, I think to end the trip out west last weekend or beginning of this week. But then Dingler not being as great, during his slide with the challenges too as a hitter and a catcher. So Like we know he needs some time off. I think where they have in the schedule, they have to turn around tomorrow and go right to Pittsburgh. So I could see them getting a day off Wednesday in the matinee and Thursday being an off day. So he gets 2 full days to kind of clear the cobwebs and get outside of his own mind and just kind of be more of a participant observer those 2 days.
Yeah. So now it's crunch time. Don't really have a lot of margin for error, so not the time to be kicking back. So, damn. What else we got to talk about? We're 55 minutes in. We've been rumbling about something.
We can wrap up here, but I'll go ahead and we'll look at the schedule here upcoming, and then we'll wrap up. So as we just alluded to, they'll go. This was actually their third to last homestand stretch of the year, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're coming down the finale here, faster than we know it. It'll be 3 in Pittsburgh. Framber will start against Mladinsky. Montero on Tuesday against Ashcroft, with Job pitching against Paul Skeens, who still has not thrown above 97 miles an hour this year. So we'll see if we can jump all over that on Wednesday. And then they have 3 in Kansas City. Melton against Cameron, Anderson against the ever-growing ageless Tiger Killer Michael Wacha, and Sunday will be Valdez against Lynch the 4th. With a sneak peek to end the month of August, they will then come home for 6 very tough games against the Rays and also the Scuba-led Dodgers.
Oh, my God. Damn. Okay. All right. Wasn't ready for that. I kind of forgot about it. But, yeah, so, yeah, that's serious. That's serious. Pirate series, got to have that. But yeah,
every game matters. I mean, literally every game. Winning series. I said it offline. I'll say it on here right now. I think they need to win 70% of their games or better. Might even be 75% because of those tiebreaker losses they're already looking at, and the odds of winning what they have left seems really stacked against them, as if their current run wasn't already kind of magical again as it was. They would have to raise their streak to another level here over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the season, just to put themselves in a controllable situation, seeing that most ties do not go their way.
So we're 123 games in, or maybe 124, depending on if the schedule has updated. Oh no,
38. You're right. 38 left. We're at 124, so we got 38. 38 left.
So what is 75? What is 3/4 of 38?
Out of 38 games, they need to go 29-9 to make that 70%.
Jeez.
Because when I calculate that, I think, okay, another team can go about 600, maybe 650 win percentage, but you still have to have enough wins to jump them one full game at the minimum to be clear and hold that spot over them. So that's, I factor that in. Of course, variable. It's a sliding thing. A couple of teams around them could start tanking, go 2-5. Now that 700 turns to 600, 650. But again, it's all relative. Every game, every day, man. If you think that's confusing, the scoreboard watching is going to make your head spin 10 times more.
Well, we can do a quick around the league. Cards have no chance in hell to even make the wild card, but they do have Joshua Baez, who is insane.
That was nuts.
And me and Tim talked about it about a month ago. I was like, you guys, at least you have Baez coming up. Now, I had done a little bit of research. I mean, he had a 4 home run game in Memphis this year in the minor league level.
Wow.
But 3 home runs in Chicago against your rivals to start your career is crazy. His family was there. He had a ton of family there. Yeah, that was insane. That was kind of crazy. In my mind, I thought, Baez, he must be like our Baez, No, this guy is like 6'4", 240 pounds. He's like his biggest Colt. And 0 for 4 today. No way. That's
love average, my man.
Yeah, which means he's like 500 because it's crazy. He got a standing ovation on his 4th at bat when the Cubs fans were, I guess, looking for him to hit a 4th home run. He just lined out to the left field and he got a standing ovation. So he's probably
Mm-hmm.
hitting like 500 now. But
Tim can enjoy another streak. Them Bengals want to know against the Lions this year.
Oh yeah. We're not even gonna talk about that. Yeah, even Tim's probably like, I feel like Tim's pretty pessimistic about his Bengals for the most part. He had the bases loaded and struck out. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to follow up. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to follow up. Now, if he had played several more at bats that day, he would have rolled that. But he had to sleep on it, and
I doubt that boy slept at all last night.
That's what I'm saying.
Out until 2:30 in the morning, and
you think he was out partying? I hope he wasn't out partying.
Oh hell yes! Like, what are your expectations?
Oh, with the family,
what are you
family
do
too.
after that? Like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever.
Probably
you earned it. You're the hottest. They said the odds of that were 1 in 380 billion.
Well, it had never happened before, so yeah. No, it was funny. I think I told, because I was inboxing Tim and I'm like, oh, 1 home run. You're like, oh no, and he's like, oh, he hit 2. And then I look at the internet, he hit 3. I come back to the inbox, he hit 3. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's insane. Only in baseball, this shit like that. The Brett Callahan thing, first at bat, first pitch, jumps all over. Like, yeah, those baseball debuts, there's nothing like it, because they're, every appearance is so singular. Where like when you're a rookie in basketball, you're going to get up 20 shots or whatever. It's not as isolated. But in baseball, you only have one first at bat. So, but yeah, it's crazy. He's got an interesting story. But no, I'm definitely rooting for Josh Baez the rest of the year, even though, like he said, Cardinals don't have much of a chance. He said it was great to see a debut help beat the Cubs too. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the Cubs were like, wow, damn. There's even Cardinals fans like, oh, maybe he can be the next Pujols. All right, let's slow down. But no, he's a beast though. But yeah, we got way off subject talking about Josh Baez. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and kind of cooked ourselves with the cooked ourselves with the with this Chicago White Sox situation, because we could have this could have really been a spicy hot show had we swept, or at least won 2 or 3, or at least won 1 of 3, because we were up. We were up
this game 4-1. We were up 4-1 in this game, and we just kind of rolled over.
Yeah, it's the bullpen, like Troy said.
Drew Anderson, though, well, he was cruising, and then he coughed up the lead in 1 inning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you said the stats before he started his first start last game coming out of the bullpen officially. You're like, he's got great numbers to start. It's like, well, crunch time. I mean, problem is every guy needs to step up and deliver a quality game right now, just because we know the bullpen is complete cheeks. So if the starter can't get it done, or what we've seen in the Friday and Saturday where the starter cannot get into the 5th inning, I mean, and you already have a bullpen day going into this. This is technically a bullpen day. Bullpen got overused like hell this weekend. So that's on the starters. Walking too many early. First inning, holy crap. Yesterday, 7 out of the first 9 leadoff hitters reach base. 7 of them. You're not
same
winning
thing
many
with
games.
Job too. Job, same thing. Where I think he hit the first 2 batters, and then I think he left that inning with just 1 run. But yeah, out the gate, it wasn't good. So yeah. But
I mean, if they do end up being the outside looking in because of some of these tiebreakers or what else have you, I got to look at this 3-year spurt, and I got to think, look, we've run the same system and nothing's really gone anywhere. The expectation 2024, no expectation. You make the run, you get in, you win the wild card series. Great surprise. Okay, maybe you elevate a little more. Last year, ran the table, first 50-game winner, first 60-game winner. Boy, PR with X account was banging their chests online about that. And then we completely crapped the bed. Now this year we were probably the short divisional favorite to win, and we haven't been in first place in almost 4 months. I don't know how we can be labeled a serious team or even a contender heading this offseason without decent changes. I mean, at least one major change. I don't mean a guy just leaving because his contract's up. I mean an outbound trade and I know it's not going to happen, a new manager.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Troy, yeah, I didn't even get a chance to talk about or pull up the contract, but yeah, Murakami was 2 years, $34 million, so 17 a year. White Sox GM knows how to sign him, unlike our guy. Yeah, bats and
Chicago was the only team that offered. No one else offered him, so I put that on all the other GMs that didn't have a chance at him. They were the last team.
Yeah, it's kind of the last place you want to head to. So yeah, that's kind of messed up. Tim said, "What do we get for Scooble? Zaire Hope, a high end prospect, corner outfielder. Braden Smith, who's in low A right now, and then River Ryan, who is a 27-year-old starter that really hasn't played much in the major leagues, and he's currently hurt right now. So not too much to show for at this current juncture." He said we could have used the money from Cobb and JV, and that would have got us Murakami. Yeah, in hindsight, for sure. So, all right, I'm trying to get to some Dream Cruise leftovers, but subscribe to the channel. Let me see if I can pull it up here. We are getting close to 500 subscribers. Yeah, but so you said the Tigers got a day off on Monday or no?
No, Thursday in between their road series going from Pittsburgh to Kansas City. So they will roll right into it starting tomorrow. And then obviously an hour later in some of the starts this weekend due to the time change in KC.
I mean, when you're selling, for the most part, you normally in the short term get fleeced. I mean, what has Scooble done for LA yet? Not much, but yeah, in the interim, we definitely got fleeced. We'll see what happens. Troy agrees. Yeah, I mean, a rental and Scooble didn't want to be here, and we got hot when he left. Once the distractions were out the way, we got hot. So I don't know, but we'll see. Tune in. We won't be doing any more reactions with the game on the screen because that is a no-no, and we definitely got smacked on the hand for it. Just to let you know, Coach, which is my fault. That was my fault, of course. But we'll definitely do some. We can still do some reactions, watching it, but we won't play that game anymore. He said we traded them 2 days before the deadline for no reason when we could have kept the bids coming in. Ooh,
I don't know. We've gone over that and all the other packages, like just of the last week that have come out, like Milwaukee's secondary or their other package that they finalized that they weren't going to budge on. Like it just was all underwhelming. So yeah, it was just kind of the best of what it was.
Yeah, I don't know if Harris was scared that they were just going to pull everything off the table and we'll be stuck with him. But I think he liked the package. I like what we got back. It's gonna. It's still going to have to come more into fruition moving forward. The San Diego one, I think Cash is already hurt. So,
yeah.
So, got a bunch of injured guys. That's for damn sure. But I don't think Mize hasn't been on much either. I think it's
he had a good bounce back. He had a great bounce back game. His first game was terrible. Second game, he went 7 innings, no earned. Or 1 earned with like 6 or 7 strikeouts. So he did bounce back, but holy crap. Yeah, the Cardinals are kicking the ever-living crap out of the Cubs again.
But wait,
Red Sox are losing in a rain delay. Padres are up 2-0 early on the Guardians. Yankees beat the Blue Jays in extras.
Oh, that's why he's only gone 1 2/3 because he's starting right now.
Yeah, he's already
well, he ought to know how to pitch against the damn Guardians.
Scooble? No, they're playing the Brewers.
No.
Padres are playing the Guardians.
I'm talking about the Padres.
Oh yeah, dude, they've been really good too. That acquisition of that Rockies closer, he's been really good too. So with them and Mason and their other guy they've already got, dude, their back end is nasty. And they opted, remember, 2 weeks before the 2 weeks for the deadline, they're like, we'll gladly be sellers. And they ended up being a little bit of buyers because no one wanted to pay it.
But that
everyone
owner,
complains about
that owner
Skubal.
is never a seller, though. He always goes in.
To your point, though, about Skubal, and then look at what they wanted for Mason Miller. I mean, you put him up 1-1. You're taking Skubal, considering what he brings as his entire portfolio, being able to pitch multiple innings. Mason Miller, they were almost wanted more than whatever they were asking from Skubal. So,
but there's years of control.
Is.
He's the best, by far the best closer in baseball, and has years of control. So there was reason to hold on to him. They had already traded. What's the guy's name? Their best prospect. Where did he go? To the A's. Can't remember the kid's name, but he's young and really good. So it would have looked bad unless they got back a lot, because he's like one of the top prospects in baseball. I cannot think of his name right now. Not DePaula. DePaula plays for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
DeVries.
We took the other one.
Troy's on his shit right now. Yeah. DeVries is really. He's a really high-end prospect. The one thing the A's got going right now.
And honestly, in a very small vacuum with the Melton and Job starts back-to-back now, I think that kind of gives more validity to, like, hey, I really still think going out and getting Casey Mize in free agency for a multi-year deal will really help round out the rotation and stabilize it for the next easily 3 to 4 years. If you don't go beyond more than that in terms of term years for Casey.
And it can help your bullpen too. But yeah, here's this, it just by, whatever. But yeah, here's the DeVries kid. He's already in AA, 19 years old. So, we'll see how he pans out. But yeah, I think he started. Did he start when he was 17?
Yeah.
2024. Yeah. And had
either 16 going to 17 or 17 going to 19. Or no, 16 to 17.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he's already, and the A's, they got no reason to slow roll him. I mean, I guess maybe they do, but.
Was he an international signing? Had to have been, I feel like.
Yeah, it had to be.
At that young?
Yeah. Yeah, he's never been in them. Yeah, he's straight from DR. So, he's like a top 5 prospect overall. So that's what the A's got. That's what the A's got for Mason Miller, and that's what the Padres. That's why the Padres are now cautious about how they want to play him, because you ultimately down the line, whatever you get back from Miller is what you traded Leo DeVries for. So that's that. I already said my spiel about the subs, but yeah, we'll be back next week. Maybe we'll do another. If it's if we get hot again and things get interesting, we'll have some stuff going on. But yeah, solid show.
Yeah, and I think we'll tease it for the next week. But the new farm system rankings were debuted this week after the adjustments, and Tigers, we'll say, slotted right in the middle, right smack in the middle.
Oh, were there rankings for I know we ranked our top 30, but they ranked our team amongst everybody else's too?
Yeah, they reorganized the farm systems as a whole for the parent clubs, and I think we were 13th out of 2018. So, yeah, just middle, a little bit above middle. So, good replenishment. Still a lot to do with this offseason coming up. They could bump it even higher.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our young players are playing right now. So there's
last 2 years we've raided the closet.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's get out of here. I'm out.
Peace.
Get your lick back. If a nugget gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back.